So you, sorry, I'm sorry. I was gonna make a connection with yours, with your really thick walls, with the girls over, you guys made some with really thin walls, which ultimately didn't hold together, but we talked about what you might do, or if we look at buildings, what you might do if you want a thin wall, what would you have to do? Yeah, like internal structure, they talked about beams, so rather than having really thick walls, you can have thin walls, but you can have those beams that are built into it to hold it up. Do you think you could see, when you go around now and you look around at buildings outside, can you imagine how, like when you look at based on your kind of sculptures that you've made, you think how did those people make this building? For this building, for example, we're on the second floor. Yes. Right, so there are walls that are supporting walls, and then they did have those beams, internal beams that are going to hold it up, because there's no wall under here. We aren't collapsing. Okay, so that's holding up that part there. Right, okay. Other observations, what about the figures, the standing or the moving figures, the ones that we made of tinfoil? What can you comment about that? Yes? Mm-hmm. You had to add extra tin foil onto it, you mean? Okay, all right. So you built up core structures, kind of like saying you need thicker bones on your, like in your body. What else? What other observations? Did anybody try somebody else's pose? Yeah, how did that work?
Bad,
Bad? Why?
because there was some really hard poses.
Okay, and did the original artist, were they able to hold that pose? Which one were you thinking of in particular?
The one where you had to put your legs out and your arms like that.
Is that yours
Is
over
it
here?
Tamara's?
So your arms out to the side. Did you try taking that pose again?
Yeah, but I felt.
But you fell. Okay. So luckily for our sculptures, they aren't wiggly bodies, right? Our bodies have all these joints. Once we say stay there, we can make the sculpture. So it's about trying to find that stable point so that you've got that structure. Yeah. So looking at how we hold our, like if trying to hold our bodies nice and straight so we have good posture. Yeah. Right. How about the working with the paint on either one of the sculptures? Anybody have a comment about that? Yeah.
It was hard because mine kept falling piece by piece by piece, like off because I had thin walls, and when I tried to paint it, I had to like hold it, and then when I lifted it up, a piece fell off, and then when I tried painting it with my brush kind of pulled things off.
Right. Okay, so the paint because of the thin walls. So that would, if we were going to do this whole thing over again, the shapes that you both created were really lovely shapes, and you were working on some really lovely paint details. It's like, okay, building it a little bit thicker, and then you built it. But so the paint, you were a little frustrated by on the clay. How? Anyone else? Mixing colors. Did anybody come up with a really cool color they liked? All right. Well, I want to thank you. You guys did a really great. You have a comment? Yes. Pardon?
I made turquoise.
The green and blue make turquoise. Okay. Then you know it's a nice color that you like. Yep. You have a comment? You really like blue. It was nice. It's blue, and you put those blue, red, yellow, those primary colors, they really pop together. So I want to thank you for all the hard work that you did.